Welcome back to another video. The January transfer window is over. Let me know your thoughts on the business we've done this January. Have we improved the squad from December the 31st and now we're in February the 1st? Is the squad any better? What do you think we could have made more improvements? Do you think we should have brought another player in, another position? Or do you think we're a bit light? Do you think we're a bit too heavy in the squad? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think we should have kept some of the players that have gone? But first of all, we're going to compare the 7 players that have come in to the 7 players that have gone out. Most of them are like for like. Bowler up against Folds. Which one would you rather have? Tell me in the comments down below. Folds is liked by a lot of the fans. Obviously, he's from Bradford. It did appear like he loved the club and wore the heart on the sleeve, which you want to see. But was he good enough? Was he technically good enough on the ball? Did he get forward enough? Was he good enough defensively? I thought there were question marks on him defensively, and he's a defence-minded fullback. And then going forward, it took a few crosses until he got a good one in. And I don't think he looked forward enough. He didn't take a few risks. He'd drive forward a bit and then pass the ball back. Whereas Bowler in that first game straight away, he was looking to play the ball forward. The problem was it was forward into the stand by the touchline, which is a problem. And he can't take a throw in. And he did look vulnerable defensively, but it was his first game. So I reserved judgment for that first game. He could grow into a very good player. He hasn't played a lot, so I'm blaming it on him being rusty. Whereas Folds played a lot of games, and I wasn't confident in him throughout those games. So I'd go level, because I don't want to judge Bowler yet. But if I'm backing Hughes, I'd probably just go Bowler, because I wasn't keen on Folds. But let me know in the comments down below your thoughts. Clayton v Sutton. Clayton every day of the week for me. Even though he's just played one game, comparing him through his career, which is unfair because his experience has played a lot more, but he's played in the Premier League a fair few times for Middlesbrough, played in the Championship most of his career, dropped into League 1 last season, League 2, he's been around, he's experienced, we saw that in the game against Stockport, very vocal, brought the leadership. And something good about this window is Hughes and the backroom staff and everyone involved in transfers. They saw what we all saw, that we need, improvement with the experience and the leadership. There were too many players that were too young. They want old heads in there. They want anyone to knock someone down maybe. I just thought we needed some leadership in there and experience, and Clayton brings that, Derbyshire brings that, Stubbs to an extent brings that. We've got some younger players now who want to step up. Smallwood, these older heads will be demanding more of these younger players, and they've got to step up to take the place in the team now. And one thing I would like to add is we've got to back Mark Hughes, Premier League manager, experienced, been around, not managed below the Premier League before. He's got to adjust to the division. He's got to adjust to managing again. Nearly a year in charge. Has it been a success? We'll judge it when that year comes and at the end of the season. Would I keep him in charge if we don't come in the playoffs? Yes, because unlike Derek Adams, we aren't going to bring in someone better than Mark Hughes. So I would keep him, and I back him on all his signings that he's making. Costello v Wright. Wright, we're never going to keep him, and Wright's obviously better. He's only played 2 games, Costello. He's ghosted them and we're poor. But hopefully he can be a slow burner and get his stride into a team towards the end of the season. Derbyshire v Angle. I'd just said Derbyshire again for that experience and that leadership that he'll bring. And is he injury prone like Angle? We had to really monitor Angle. And again, like I said, we've got to trust Hughes and back him. He didn't trust a lot of these players. He didn't trust Angle, he didn't trust Young. Songo and Sutton were bit part players. Did he really trust Folds? Because Rideout were injured so much, would he have preferred to play Rideout? Kelleher went straight out on loan. So the players that he's brought in, these were all his players. There's no excuse with these. Folds want his, Sutton want his, although he renewed their contracts, fair enough. Right where is he? We couldn't do it about. Angle again renewed his contract, so fair enough. Young was his, but is he a player we look to develop in the future, and that this loan could help him? And Kelleher won his, and he got straight loaned out, and then the undisclosed fee has come in. So he's brought in this experience with a few younger players on loan that we can develop, and they can hopefully make us stronger. So I would slightly have Derbyshire over Angle again for that experience, and I think he's a better player with that debut he had. He did look promising. Nevers v Young, again, we haven't seen a lot of either. A lot of fans did like Young, so I'd go equals on it. You know, I wouldn't have a problem with any of them. Nevers has looked good coming off the bench a few times, looked to be quite physical and have a bit of strength, which is good, and he looks good technically on the ball. Hopefully we can see more, and hopefully he starts to get more games in the team. So yeah, that one's a tough one. Stubbs v Songo's another tough one, but I'd go Stubbs because he's played at a higher level. The only problem we have with Stubbs is keeping him fit. If we can keep him fit, he could be a really good player for us. Songo were brilliant again, like I say, wore his heart on the sleeve like Sutton did, but was he good enough on the ball? No. Did he suit the way Mark Hughes wants to play? No. Will he suit Michael Flynn more? Yes. Did he need to go for his career? Yes. Have we replaced him with Stubbs? Well, yes. So yeah, tick box again from a load of these. Brought in experience again, and hopefully Stubbs is a good player for us. Kelly v Kelleher. I'd probably just go Kelly because it's a Mark Hughes signing. But again, Kelleher were poor. We haven't seen out of Kelly, but he's just a backup. So how would we set up? We've got 5 centre backs in the club now. Are we going to play 3-5-2? Would you want us to play 3-5-2? And what are your thoughts on 3 centre backs? Obviously, Odesina seems to be more suited to 3 centre backs. Could he find a way back in the team? Platt and Critchlow, I think, are one of the best centre back pairings in the league, if not one of the best in the EFL. I'm not saying top 5, but maybe top 10 in terms of partnerships. And then we've brought in Stubbs, who is a well-known, got a good reputation in the EFL, and he could be a good player if we keep him fit. 3-5-2 could be a way for Mark Hughes to get some results. It would make us a bit more pragmatic, but hopefully good on the ball as well. We could control the ball more. We could be more attacking with it because we've got that solidity with Smallwood and Clayton maybe in midfield, or Smallwood and Odesebi, or Clayton and Odesebi when he's back, or maybe Gilead. So we've got 4 strong defensive midfielders there who can make an impact, and you know, Smallwood and Clayton had a good debut together. But Gilead and Odesebi are more ball carriers and can get the ball forward more. Chapman in the number 10 can drop deep, and Walker can as well, so they can get on the ball more. And then we've got your Costellos, your Reeses, your Banks, your Pereiras, your Cooks, your Olivers, your Derbyshires. They can all rotate in them 3 roles well. So I think there's a lot of potential with this. Gilead could play left wing back if it goes to pot with Bowler, but it could help Bowler in that position because you know he's more free. He can be more advanced. He don't have to defend as much. So I think there's a lot more positives playing like this, and like I say, it could make us a bit more attacking and a bit more expansive. And you could say as well, Chapman could float wide if he's in the number 10, same with Walker, and then if we play a Costello or a Nevers up front, you know, one of those wingers that can play up front, maybe a Banks as well, they can float wide as well to make us a bit wider and make the pitch a bit wider, and give us more options. So it's flexible as well, and with having 5 centre-backs in the club, we have more centre-backs than it seems with England. So it would be silly not to want to play 3 at the back, you know, having so many centre-backs in the club. Did we want to loan Odesina out? I don't know. But yeah, like I say, I trust Hughes. He didn't trust the players that have gone clearly. The players that have come in, apart from Stubbs and Kelly, because, well, Stubbs didn't play and Kelly's a backup. Nevers has come off the bench twice, I believe. Derbyshire's come off the bench and did alright for 15 minutes against Stockport. Costello started twice, Clayton started and looked like a real leader, and Bowler started his first game. Compared to the ones that have gone, he obviously didn't trust them. So, you know, do we back Hughes and say we trust him with the players he's brought in and we trust him with the players that have gone? Comparing it to the last 5 January transfer windows, it doesn't seem that bad. Last 21-22 season, we brought in Pereira, Hendry, Daly, Delfonso, Elliott and Bass and Walker. There were only 2 players I'd call a success from that, Pereira and Walker. And Pereira this season's been terrible, but talking about last season, it was fantastic, obviously. And a few didn't work out how we wanted, and a few were never going to work. 2021 season, we brought in Folds. You know, he's okay. Cook was a success. Danny Woe wasn't, unfortunately, because I liked him. Vernon was a success. We developed him and is now in the league above at the moment. Crankshaw, it's a iffy one. He had a falling out with Adams, and did he go for the money to Stockport? Canavan want a success in my opinion. Stevens was not a success. It's not worth talking about with him. So there were only 2 in that one again. There's a trend here. Next one I don't want to talk about this one. 1920 we brought in Luke McGee because O'Donnell were injured I think. Not a success. Middleton not a success. Mutley Henry not a success. Novak wasn't really a success, and Guthrie was not a success by any stretch of the imagination. So not one if he won, not one who was a success in that one. And the next 2 were even worse. I mean, Billy Clark, Colin Woods, Miller, Butterfield, Anderson, and Paddy O'Connor was a success in the end. You'd have to say again. We developed him, went up to an high division, but we didn't get out for him, which was the story of the last summer window. 17-18 we bought him for. Callum Guy, he were alright under Grayson. McGowan again, he were alright. Lund didn't work, he wasn't a success, and neither was Stephen Warnock for half a season. So, when you compare that with this one, the players we brought in, they all look to be starting. They all look to be fringe players who can make an impact, which is good as well. And the players we replaced them with, I believe they are better, if not equal to them, which shows that we know what we're doing. We believe in Hughes. I trust Hughes. I believe in him. Let me know your thoughts on the players we've brought in the comments down below. Would you be happy with a 3-5-2? Do you trust Hughes? If we don't win Mansfield, we've got Stevenage then away from home. Then we've got Tranmere, Barrow, Doncaster, Gillingham who are on good form, Colchester. Then we've got Walsall. So then those next 6 or 7 games or so are massive. And if we don't get some big results, and then would you consider not sticking with Hughes to end of the season? We've got some more favourable fixtures after that. I'd stick with Hughes if we didn't get playoffs, and I'd stick with Hughes if we didn't go up, because we're not going to get anyone better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Was this January window a success, and was it better than the last few? Let me know in the comments down below. Have a good one.